Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It is Saturday, where we usually do the Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask a specific question and I give you a specific answer. Since we missed the Friday weekly wrap-up pretty completely yesterday, in fact, entirely completely, today you may ask for a wrap-up card. That's great. You may also ask a specific question. You can do both or either or. And thanks for your patience. So yesterday was the baby's 1-year doctor visit. And I'd not been to their doctor at all before. So I got to go. It requires 2 people to take twins to the doctor. And so this was my turn. And it was really sweet and fun. And the babies they're doing so well. They're perfectly healthy. The doctor is completely happy with how they're doing. So that's why I wasn't here. That's all right. I'm here now. All right. Let us get going right away. And I suppose if we are doing the weekly wrap-up, Jackie Masters, thank you very much for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. You have let us know, thank you, that the cards for the week were the 6 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 2 of Pentacles reversed. And to wrap up the week for the collective, the Queen of Cups reversed. And so I feel like, I wonder if collectively we're really thinking about, what do we want to nurture? What do we want to nurture in our worlds? What do we want to nurture in our lives? What do we want to nurture in society? And I think that's really what we're thinking about. And I think it's interesting that we started the week with the Hierophant and all these pentacles. And now we have this completely different energy, but it's kind of a sad, the Queen of Cups reversed is kind of sad. So I feel like we're all looking for what's really going to work, what's really going to make us happy. All right. Let's get to your questions. Here we go. Let's start with you, Trey. Trey Cameron, it's so nice to see you. You said I was here to create something, and the way you said it, it sounded like it was something specific, but that it would be hard to create. Is that something like these books, because writing is hard? And why would it be hard to be part of a soul contract? I don't get it. So I would argue that if we're talking about the theory of soul contracts, which for those who aren't familiar with it, is the idea that our soul, before we are born, might make a contract to have a particular parent, a particular disability, to do a particular thing, to have a particular life experience. And if this is even true, it's a theory, some people believe it, it's something we've been talking about. We've been doing readings on it because whether or not I believe in something, I can still read on it for you, because I can read from your belief set. So why would it be hard if it's a part of a contract? From what I understand, my whole processing of the concept of soul contracts is it's a way of understanding why our lives are so damn hard. All the contracts are hard. And that's why, I don't know if I really believe in the concept, because I think a lot of spiritual dogma is created to make us feel better. And so, why is my mother so difficult? I actually had a pretty okay mother, but theoretically, if I had a terrible mother, which is something that can screw up your life, why is my mother so difficult? Well, you had a soul contract with her. Why was I attacked by this person? Well, you and this person had a soul contract. So I've seen the concept of soul contracts been used to ask us to accept, to find a way to accept bad things that have happened to us. So there's that. Now, is writing your books a bad thing to happen to you? No, but it's hard. Writing is hard. So now I'll do the reading, but that was just my whole long-winded way of talking about why soul contracts might be hard. And let me do the reading. And before I do, let me say thank you to Justine. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. And thank you for the super sticker, Justine. Yeah. And Trey comes back saying, yeah, that aspect is toxic. I agree. And I mean, this is what we're all sort of as a community trying, well, not all, but many of us as a community are trying to unpack, like, what are the toxic features of our particular brand of spirituality? And if it's different, what are the toxic features of the brand of spirituality I was raised with? And how has that damaged me? And I think a lot of us are doing that right now. And from the perspective of doing it as a leader in the spiritual community, it's an interesting thing, because I do really believe these practices have value. But I also believe they've been wrapped in bullshit and dipped in crap. And we have to get rid of all of that to find the truth. All right. So, Trey. Trey, I definitely think people can use it to victim shame, which isn't okay, obviously. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyway, is the thing you're here to do, or one of the things, because I'm sure you're here to do a lot of things, Trey, but also I think it can be comforting to know we have some choice in life, right? Well, that's exactly it, Trey. And the idea, like, okay, if I chose this, I chose it for a reason. And what's the reason? And it can be a way of getting us to think. It can be a way of getting us to think about an egregious situation in our lives in a different way, which I think is one of the things that spirituality does for us, is it teaches us to think about things in a different way. Hey, Martha, preach. Okay, good. Thank you, Martha. Martha, as many of you know, Martha Vink is one of my oldest and dearest friends. She has the same profession as her father and my father. And what that means is she and I are both TO, Theological Offspring, or PK, Preacher's Kids, United Methodist, and she herself is a United Methodist pastor and has been very influential in, those of you who know the struggles going on in the United Methodist Church right now, Martha has been a voice for positive change, let's put it that way, and hangs out here with us, so you know she's cool, right? And so she appreciated what I said, which makes me feel good. I often use Martha as my litmus of, did I just go too far? No, I guess I didn't. Okay, good. All right. So, Trey, I still haven't done your reading. I'm about to now, I promise. Trey. You know, no one can force you to do this work, but it's in your heart to do it. It's in your heart to do it. Like, you know, you can say, you know, I'm going to do this because I have to honor my soul contract. But it's in your heart, Trey, to do this work. And I believe that if there is a soul contract, that contract put this in your heart. So I don't care if it's hard or not. It is hard, but we're going to turn these cards around to make it easier. It is hard. And every writer knows that. You know, anyone who says, I love to write. No one really loves to write. You know, when you're working up against the deadline, no matter how much you love to write, you don't love to write. But then when you read it and you know, it's good. So you do that thing, Trey. You must. Well, you don't have to, but you should. All right. Eileen Smith, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And your presence here reminds me to remind y'all that if you happen to be local to me, like near Palm City, within spitting distance of Palm City, come to Panera tomorrow, 4 p.m., Panera Bread, Palm City. Join us for our monthly tarot in-person meetup, my friends. I hope you'll be there. All right, Eileen Smith, unable to be there, but a card. Okay, so this is going to be your wrap-up card to wrap up your week. The Four of Wands. I think you are doing a great job celebrating your stability, building community, finding things that you enjoy in a way that feels safe and stable for you. And you're doing a very good job creating a good environment around you, which is perfect. Perfect. Audrey M., you're going to be here tomorrow. Yay, really glad. Really glad. All right. Dr. All-Ed, here's a question. Thanks for being here. Where's my mans? I know, man. It's been way too long. Way too long. His car broke down. That's the problem. His car broke down. He hadn't gotten to you yet. Seriously, it clearly has been delayed. So when do we see that delay perhaps being over? You know, it is unfair that it has taken so long, but it is coming. It is coming. Coming. So not here yet, but coming. I like the King of Wands for you. I think we've seen that before. So that could be someone under a fire sign. It could also just be someone who's very warm, has a very good sense of humor, very creative, someone who likes to do things outdoors, someone you meet at the beach, maybe. One never knows. But it's coming. Not here yet, but on his way, I promise. And I know I've been saying that for a year or two, but still. Claire C., so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member. A wrap-up card. Certainly, you had the Hierophant on Monday. Oh, and we're wrapping up with the Ace of Cups. And that is beautiful. What a wonderful combination for you, Claire. Hierophant, Ace of Cups. So like on one hand, you're the boss of everything, but the most important thing is love. And so to be that person who is firmly in charge, firmly boundaried, teaching, learning, and all of it with love. I think that's perfect, Claire. Just perfect for you. Santiago. My friend Norma doesn't speak English, and she wants to ask if her boyfriend Daniel will come back and when. They broke up 4 weeks ago. Thanks for doing that, Santiago. Most appreciated. All right. Will her boyfriend Daniel come back? He might, but the concern is, okay, give me a minute here. There is possibility for a reconciliation here. There absolutely is. The concern, though, is it would be a reconciliation out of loneliness, out of missing each other, out of wanting to get laid, whatever, without solving any of the issues. And it'll be great. It'll be beautiful for a minute, and then it'll just go back to being a problem. So if they're going to reconcile, they need to actually do the work. Or it's just going to end up, yes, they'll reconcile, and then they'll break up again, tra-la. So if she wants to avoid that, there would need to be some work. And I'm not sure this person is really capable. When I say this person, I mean the boyfriend. I'm not sure the boyfriend is really capable of that work. And so the reconciliation may not even be a good idea. So that's the question she needs to think about. What is the work that needs to be done, and are they as a couple capable of it? She may be willing. He may not be. He may not be able. All right, Maria Baresi, thank you so much for being here. So, we just did that. No, we didn't. I just did Santiago. Maria Baresi, you're up next, for real. For Anthony, his friend since childhood seems at times to have animosity toward him. Why? That's sad. I'm sorry. I think the friend feels there's anger there. There's anger there that has not been communicated. I feel like in this relationship, even though they've been friends for a long time, they don't necessarily have an obvious mechanism for talking about difficult things. And there's a difficult thing here. And I think Anthony could start that. He could say, look, I can see that sometimes this is how you're treating me. What's up? And have that conversation. But I feel like although they've been friends for a long time, they don't know how to communicate. And yes, the friend has an issue. And the friendship will ultimately end if one of them does not step in and say, let's have a conversation. Now, if I had to guess what it was, and I think it's Anthony's place to ask the friend, because that's the problem with this whole relationship over time. But I will also say that if I had to guess what the problem is, I think the friend feels that Anthony has been judgmental, or like the friend feels badly treated by Anthony, I think is what's going on there. But they need to have a conversation so they could sort it out. Okay, and for you, Maria, will you find a second much-needed job soon? Let's take a look and see. All right. Will you find a job? Actually, I think you will find a few jobs, and I know you need a job, but you may find a job that's so bad that you're going to look at it and say, yeah, no, I don't need that. So you may not take the first job you find, but you will find a good job soon. Yes. Nalini Kalu, so nice to see you. So I happened to see your question before it disappeared, just when I was getting things set up, and I was so excited to do this reading. And I'm sure you didn't reiterate exactly the same way, but know that I read the original question too. So I got that energy as well. Nalini Kalu, thanks for being a member. So after dreaming my late uncle getting married and his wife pregnant with twins, even though they never had kids in real life, the next night I had a dream that Brad told me his ex-wife and him were getting back together and thinking of having another baby. They didn't look like themselves in the dream, and I was upset when he told me they were getting back together. It's the second time I had a dream they were getting back together. What are these dreams trying to tell me? Great question. And I'm sure quite upsetting. I mean, that sounds, well, really upsetting. And I have some thoughts and theories about it right away without the cards. But let me look at the cards. But know that as I look at the cards, I'm vetting the thoughts and theories that I already have. And as I do this, I want to say, Laura T., thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate you. You are the bestower. You occasionally send me these really fun care packages, and it brightens my life. So thank you for being you. Thank you for that. All right. So Nalini, what do these dreams mean? All right. I don't think it's about what's really, I don't think it's predictive. Oh, Laura T., your Tarot Boutique, you've up to almost 300 readings. That's fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. All right. Okay, Nalini, you have my full attention at this moment. The cards seem to confirm my theory. And here it is. I feel like Brad's processing of his marriage, his divorce, his troubled co-parenting with his ex, just how troubled this entire situation is, how dysfunctional this situation is, and how bad it has made him feel. He has had a very, very hard time processing this. He has had a very hard time trying to figure out how he can still think of himself as a good man. The problem is what happened in his marriage made him feel like he's no longer a good man, which is so untrue. I think there is a bad person in this picture, and it's not him. That's not you, Nalini. We know who it is. And even that is probably just like a really hurt person who is struggling and without a lot of emotional intelligence. And so I think the problem is in whatever kind of relationship you're you're trying to have with Brad, you can see, Nalini, that there is no future unless he can reprocess and realign himself around his history and around how he goes forward in appropriate relationship with his co-parent and his offspring. And unless he can do that, there is no possible future here. And you know that. And I think he knows that too, but he doesn't know how to do that. And that's why you had those dreams. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let me know what you think. All right. Oh. Melissa, there you are doing a shameless plug for StarCon 2024. Fabulous. Fabulous. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll get to you in a minute, but I just want to say I noticed that. And y'all, StarCon is coming up in January. Tickets are available right now. And the link is right up in the description, along with a link to book a private session with me. Okay, Adrija, so nice to see you. Sorry you got deleted. If the questions go into too soon, they will get deleted by YouTube for whatever reason. What does G think of you? Adrija. G thinks that you are very much in control of your life. G appreciates you seem to have some historical relationship or some understanding of each other. And G appreciates that you're a hardworking person with a good heart. So I think G appreciates you because I think those are good descriptors for you, truly. Barbie Bird, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using members-only emojis. And just reminding everyone who's here since we missed yesterday, because I was with the babies. Hey, Caro, Tarot with Caro. So nice to see you here. Thank you. Thanks for being here. You want to follow another fun tarot channel? Tarot with Caro is here, and I think Bianca Tarot is here as well. Both of them are fun channels, so thanks both of you for being here. Clumsy Clairvoyance is another who's a member here. All right. So just letting everyone know, since we missed yesterday, today we're doing, it's a double header. You can ask for a wrap-up card for the week. Any question at all, or both. All right. So Barbie Bird, here is your wrap-up card. Monday's card was the Eight of Cups reversed. I mentioned that you're stuck in the story and asked how you can rephrase it for yourself. Fair. Here's your wrap-up card. Ace of Cups. So you started with the Eight of Cups reversed, and you end with the Ace of Cups. And so there is this sense that at the end of the day, it is all about healing your heart. And I think that's what you're working on. That's what you're working on. Whether you're conscious about it or not, you are working on healing. That's what you've been working on this week, and you did a good job. Now, your question, Barbie, do your guides have any advice on how to better manifest the future and life you desire? Perfect. Yeah, don't let people knock you off your stump. I feel like you can have really good ideas and things you really want to do, and then people will poo-poo you and tell you it's a bad idea, and you'll listen to them without doing the research for yourself. So that's one. Another is get closure to the things you have to get closure to. Don't carry stuff around. So try those two things. I think it'll help. Justine, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for being a moderator here. And thank you again for the super sticker. Monday, you had the Four of Wands and the Page of Wands. See how consistent the cards can be, right? Here's your wrap-up, Justine. The Sun reversed. I mean, you are really trying to figure out who you are and how to be and what to do and how to do it, which is exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now, which is exactly not comfortable. It's not a comfortable thing to be doing, and I get that. But you're doing it, and that's the important thing. So I don't think you had the easiest week, but I do think you had an internally productive week. And the funny thing about internally productive weeks is we don't always know that we're productive, but we are. And you were. Selma, so nice to see you. Is there a chance to reconcile between me and my boyfriend? Let's take a look. I think there's a desire on both parts. There's a desire on both parts. I think there is a chance to reconcile. I think there's a desire on both parts. But I have a feeling that your boyfriend has some behaviors or attitudes that don't work for him or for you. And I don't think that the change is going to be there. So I think you can get back together. But I think the things that would need to change, that's where the problem is. So you could get back together, but you might not stay together. All right. Justine, you're up next with your question. Eileen, we'll miss you tomorrow. That's all right. We're sad, but we'll miss you. But have a good day nonetheless. Barbie, this is an important one for everybody. Closure is so hard to access for me for some reason. I definitely overthink about things from my past and find them hard to accept them. But your thought on your chat on soul contracts was a good reminder to work on that, right? Yeah, and I read that aloud. I see all the comments. I appreciate them all. I don't always read them aloud in the interest of time, but I think that's important, Barbie, because you're so not alone. Closure is hard for all of us, and it's important. You know, that's the key. Justine, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members-only emojis. As you know, I'm going through something of a mini heartbreak right now, boo hiss. I have a significant amount of free time in coming weeks, which means I'll have way too much time to think about it. Reach out to me on another topic because I can put you to work. I have some things for you to do. We won't let you have too much free time, I promise. Anyway, which means I'll have way too much time to think about it, sulk, and wonder where I went wrong. What self-improvement project could I start instead to take empowered action toward my own personal development on this? So I just want to share with you two things. Number one, it doesn't need, I think, to be a self-improvement project. We can look at that. I think a project, a distraction is good, but I don't think it has to be self-improvement. I mean, probably don't take up like meth. Would not be a good project. Like, it also should not be a self-hurting project, whatever the opposite of improvement. A self-destruction project also should not be. But it could just be a fun project too, so there's that, number one. Number two is that wondering where you went wrong. This is something, and again, this is to everyone. I'm talking to Justine, but Justine has shared something that we all do, which is when something goes wrong in a relationship, any kind of relationship, not just love, anything, it's very easy to sort of say, I made a mistake. I did something wrong. We put the blame on us. And if it's our fault, that's good. We should figure it out. But if the story is, this is a person who really didn't treat you well, you're looking at, what could I have done to make this person treat me better? And, if your behavior is bad, that's a good question to ask. It's good to look at your behavior and say, was I selfish? Was I, what was I that was wrong? That's good. But if you were none of those things, and I think in this case, Justine, you were none of those things, and I think I'm talking to the hearts of a lot of people who have asked this question, who know at that time they were none of those things. Why is it that we are constantly trying to adjust ourselves so that some asshole will treat us better? And why, when something doesn't work, do we automatically think we did something wrong? That's all of us. And that was my rant for you for today. So you didn't think you were going to get a rant, but you got a rant. All right, so now I'm actually going to do your readings. But first I have to say a big, big, big thank you to Tarot with Caro for the super chat. Very generous. Thank you so much just for being your awesome self. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now, what sort of project should you do? If if you wanted to do something in the psychic realm, ancestor work would be great. I think you would have so much fun doing ancestor work. Maybe working with Nancy Hendrickson stuff or doing some other stuff with ancestral tarot or other kinds of ancestral work. So I think that would be one thing that would be good. Redecorate your room. Change your room around. Clean out your closets. Do all of that. Spend some time outdoors in nature. Enjoy nature. That would be good too. And maybe think about some magical wildcrafting in nature. There's a project. Learn about magical wildcrafting in nature and try that. And you didn't ask the question, but I'm giving it to you, Justine. Did you do something wrong? No, you didn't. You didn't. This wasn't on you. Oh, I'm getting support for the rant, Barbie. That rant spoke to me. Martha, I've been down that path of trying to change myself for someone else. Lisa McCord, that's called crap fitting. Changing ourselves to accept a crappy situation. I like that. I'm stealing that, man. That's now in my vocabulary, crap fitting. Yeah, let's do that. All right. And Justine, let me know how that all struck you. All right. Caroline McLaughlin. Here's a wrap-up card. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Here's a wrap-up card for you. The Two of Swords reversed. I feel like this week there were some things that really had you kind of unsettled. And that may not feel comfortable, but I think it is a place that will help you come to some conclusions or make some decisions that will ultimately help you. So I think you're in process processing something. All right. Jeannie Mnuchin, a wrap-up card. And thank you, Jeannie, for being a member. We really appreciate you. Lisa Harmon, crap fitting. Now I know what to call it, right? We all do it. I always called it chameleon, being a chameleon. But sometimes we're a chameleon with a good person, it's not necessarily a crap situation. Still not good, though. All right, Jeannie Mnuchin, wrap-up card. Monday was the Nine of Cups reversed, and I have been restless. So wrapping up your week, Jeannie, with the Page of Wands. Look at that. This is my favorite card for people in theater. Did you know that? So, and you're a person in theater. And so I feel like, yes, you were restless and out of sorts this week, but you're actually doing some good work. Whether you know it or not, you are. Also, I have contacted the following organizations, which are likely to respond, if any, for work. Okay, here we go. We're going to run down a list. Any of you who are tarot readers who wonder how I do this, how I do the list, the reading the list, you're about to see it. But let me go back to Justine for 1 second. That all resonated strongly and on point as usual. Thank you. Okay. For me, I know I wasn't the person who acted wrongly, word, but I still wish to accept accountability for the part I did play in it, which whatever that is. I mean, good for you, but such as not upholding my personal values and standards. Right. But you know what, Justine, if it's any consolation, if that were a crime, we would all be in jail. We've all done it. And Madihan Ness, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here today, and thanks for the super sticker. Okay, here we go. Running down a list. If someone has a list, here's how I do it. Okay, Will you find work with any of these places you have contacted? Here we go. Art Garden? Possible. Forbes Library? Not great. Jones Library? Very likely. Springfield Libraries? Lighthouse Schools? Very likely. Hilltown Charter School? Interesting, possible. So we've had 2 of them. Hilltown Charter School and Art Garden got the same card. Pay attention to that, and it's a weird card because moon reverse could be a lot of things, man, good or bad. It's a little crazy. So with both of those things, there is potential there, but it's a little crazy. So tread carefully. Northampton Senior Center. Oh, that could be fun. That could be good. Amherst Senior Center. Maybe you might need to do some further networking. Great Falls Discovery Center, I think so. That's how you do it. Now, Jeannie, you're going to have to come back and let us know how I did. Martha Vink, my friend. As you know, I test drove a car yesterday, which I loved, but it was out of my price range. Will a less expensive version come to me in the near future? And is there a way to draw one to me? Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, what I would do, honestly, I mean, prayer is always good, right? Prayer works in many ways. I would get a picture of sort of like the sort of car that you want. I'd carry it with you or put it up on your wall. And maybe also put it with a picture of your girlfriend smiling because we want her to like it too. That might help. But I think it'll come to you. I think you'll get it. I think it'll work. All right. Hey, Justine, my mom also has a question today. Too cool. Thank you. She says, I recently broke up with my boyfriend of 19 months. Wow. I'd like to know if this was a wise decision. And mom wants a wrap-up card as well. Yeah, we can do both. Let's do the question first. All right. Was this breakup a wise decision? Janine, I think it was the only decision. I don't think you had a choice. This wasn't a decision at all. It was the only choice. It's hard. It's really hard. But I feel like you tried every single thing you possibly could to make it work. You were, as we must be in relationships, willing to accept certain things that weren't your favorite. And it's still not enough. You had no other choice. I'm sorry. But I think you did the right thing. I think you did the only thing. The question, it was not, should I break up with them? It's really like now or later, right? Okay, now, can my mom get a wrap-up card as well? Yeah, wrapping up the week for you, Janine. Look at this. The Two of Cups, the card of perfect love and perfect partnership. I know that feels super wrong and counterintuitive, but my friend, this is about loving yourself. This is where you stand up and say, I love me more. I love you, but I love me more. So we're not doing this anymore. You did a good job. Ah, Martha, yes, like a mini vision board. Exactly. All right. DH. Thank you for being a member. We appreciate you. Here's a wrap-up for you. The Knight of Swords. So your week must have flown by. I think you got a lot done. I think your communication was good. I think you learned a lot. And I think, at least one time this week, maybe more, you were a voice for something important. So well done. Christina R., my friend, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Cards for you and Karen Winkle. Wrap-up cards, of course. Monday was the Ten of Swords for you. Ouch! But now the Six of Swords. It is getting better, Christina. You're figuring things out. I know it's like this weird patchwork quilt that you're trying to put together and it keeps pulling apart and it's so frustrating. But the cards always acknowledge the frustration, but tell you that things are moving forward. And here, I think things are getting better. You may have had something shift this week that showed you that maybe things are improving. And for Karen, and Karen is a Winkle. She is. Karen Winkle is a member here. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you for being a member, Karen. We appreciate you. And she had the Three of Cups. I hope you had a Three of Cups week, Karen. The thing is, with Judgment reversed as your end of week card, your wrap-up card, I feel like you are sort of dealing with a lot of ongoing things. And you're starting to recognize the patterns. And as you see the patterns, you can find the solutions. That's the answer. See the patterns, find the solutions. I think you did some of that this week. Ali Mammon, so nice to see you. I'm happy with my life, so I'd like to know if my spirit team in the universe have a message about my journey on adulting. Yeah, it sucks, but the alternative is worse, right? That's my message. Okay, seriously, message on adulting for Ali Mammon. Yeah, don't do it if you can help it. No, seriously. The problem with adulting is we always feel like we're doing it wrong. And the thing we have to remember is it's hard. And we're always trained for like something adjacent to what we're actually doing, but never actually the thing we're doing, or at least very often. And so the advice about your journey on adulting is you're doing just fine, and it's supposed to be weird and confusing. All right. Adriana Belange, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Did TT say anything negative about me to Jillian? Jillian has changed her behavior, and I think TT may have said something that is not true. I think you're exactly right. And it's hurtful and unfortunate. And I think there may be a way that you can correct it, but it's hurtful. Lisa Harmon, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Here's your wrap-up card. The Fool reversed. Lisa, I think you've spent some time this week thinking about kind of what comes next and trying to figure out, like, what do you really want to do? Not what were you programmed to think you want to do, what you actually, really, factually, truly want to do. I think you're starting to think about that, and it's good. You have the space for it now. Ha! Kenshin Verma, this is great. This is great. Even adults don't know how to do adulting. Word up! Sometimes we look at each other and we collectively do something like adulting. Yeah, right, it's so true. And Justine, thank you. Wow, my mom is extremely moved and was in tears when I walked downstairs and saw her watching the live. Oh, good. Glad that was helpful. Tell her to schedule her reading with me. It would be good, a good time to do that. Yeah. All right. But whatever she wants, it's all good. Hey, Jazzy J, the Tarot Mage Game Cat. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Jazzy J has recently made their foray into professional reading for the first time. Yay. A card to wrap up the week. You had the Star on Monday. And we end with the 10 of Cups. You know, life is not perfect, and there are always going to be things that are going to be difficult. But I feel like you're in a good place right now for a lot of reasons, not just your successful debut as a reader, but other things too going well in a lot of aspects of life. So I feel like you had a decent week. Well done. Well done. Okay, February. Okay. So Monday you had the moon. So here's your wrap up. You started with the moon and we end with the 5 of Wands. So there's conflict and confusion. This has been a week with some conflict and confusion in it. I'm sorry to say. Sometimes these things are necessary. But that could have to do with asking to reorder more chapbooks, but crickets. Is there a problem? Oh yeah, there's a problem, and this is how this person is. I think this person suffers from depression, and it makes it hard, and so you have to really rattle his cage. So go ahead and rattle his cage. Let him, ask him if you can no longer order them directly through you, how to go about ordering them through Kindle Direct. There you go. Just ask that. And just keep pushing on him until you get what you need. Karen Hendershot, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. 2 of Swords on Monday, ending the week with Page of Pentacles. I think you're in a space where you are learning a lot. I don't know how much of that is just you and the new puppy learning about each other, but I actually think you're learning a lot about life. I think there's a lot of, growth that you're going through, whether you're recognizing it or not, or trying for it or not. I think it's happening. So I think there was some growth this week. Smile Soul 20, so nice to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Here's a card for the wrap-up. 9 of Wands. I think this was another week where it felt like a war zone. I think this has been tough. And so you really have to relax and let go of that energy and try to figure out how to cover your ass without being defensive. That's the thing I think that this situation will call for. Christina R. I want to know if I'll be able to find a clinical site for fall term. I'm still struggling to find something and starting to worry. Man, what a journey. I really do believe you'll find something for fall. I'm highly confident. Highly confident. But keep pushing like we're not confident, all right? Teresa, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. I had the Empress Monday. Wrap up for today. The 8 of Swords. And I mean, there's so much going on for you right now that I think is causing heartache and anxiety and difficulty and all kinds of things. And I feel, Teresa, that you've really, on one hand, you've got family grief, and that's going to be with you in the long run. You have to just sort of find a place to run that in the background. But then you've got these other things causing you anxiety that I think made it kind of hard this week. So, Karen Hendershot, with Finley, the puppy. This is an interesting thing. I have seen people struggle with puppies and have them work out really well. And I've seen people struggle with puppies and recognize, you shouldn't have to try that hard to love a dog. This dog needs a different home. The dog gets rehomed and is perfect in that new home. And then the original home gets another dog that's also perfect. So it's an interesting question, and in fact, you didn't ask the question, but since we've known each other for a long time, I'm going to do this reading right here, right now. I'd like everybody else to allow this, please, to allow this courtesy. Can Karen and the puppy come to terms and have a good life together? I believe you can. Give it time. That's the advice. I know you didn't ask, but there it is. Okay. Janine Barnes, thanks for being here. My son has child-young communications with the mother are difficult. Okay, your son has a young child. Communications with the mother are difficult and immature. He is upset, understandably. What advice can you give? All right. He needs to let go of his vision of how he wished it could have been and how he wishes it was right now. Part of his upset is it's so bad, but part of it is he's wanting her to act in a certain way and behave in a certain way. And he is still upset that she didn't act and behave in a certain way earlier. He needs to let go of those things to help the communication. She is difficult. That's her nature. And so he's going to have to be the grown-up in this picture. And so he is going to have to be really careful about how he approaches her in order to make this work. Hope that helps. Audrey M., so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Okay, so your Monday card was the Page of Swords. Janine, your son is young as well. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. It's good that you're there and involved. And Martha has some dog advice. Karen, make sure you see what's going on with Martha there. All right. Adrienne, Monday card, Page of Swords. Today's card, Tower reversed. You're digging deep. You say, I'm trying to find clarity in the understanding of myself. And I think you're starting to go into where it really hurts to do that. And the advice is keep digging. Let it hurt. Let it hurt, because from that you can find real healing. There is a real cleansing that can be happening for you here. Okay, and Audrey M., Lisa Byroads. And Lisa, thanks for being a member here. Her card was the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Could she have a wrap-up card? Yes, indeed. Okay. Lisa Byroads, starting with Queen of Pentacles reversed, ending with the Fool reversed. Lisa, I think this week you really spent some time thinking about direction. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I think you're unsure. I think you're unsure of your current direction. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Be open-minded and open-hearted as you think about where you are and where you want to go. Joyous Ocean. We all missed yesterday. And Joyous Ocean, thank you for being a member here. Joyous Ocean, the Two of Wands reversed to wrap up your week. I know you were on vacation this past week. Were you able this past week to spend some time practicing just being in the moment? I think whether you tried to do it or just did it naturally, I think that's what happened, and I think it's a great thing. And I think it will help you see your way forward to the future. All right, baby cakes. Oh, this is fun. What's my new friend up to? What are his intentions? Is he a womanizer? Ooh. Did you meet someone there? Oh, so interesting. So interesting. Okay, what are his intentions? I think he definitely has some romantic intentions. I think he can be controlling. I think he can be a little pushy. Is he a womanizer? I think there could be some tendency there. Is it worth playing around here? I would be careful depending on what you want or don't want. I'd be a little careful. I don't think he's bad, but I do think he's playful, and I think he can be a little disrespectful. Jackie Masters, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. You had death and rebirth on Monday, ending the week with the Emperor reverse. So I think that continues the theme. Death and rebirth. Smash the patriarchy. Let go of the structured thinking that doesn't serve you and open up to something new. Okay, my question is, do my ancestor gods have a message for me on finances for the next 8 months? Yeah, the message is they will work with you to heal any situations that keep you from being prosperous. They're working with you and they're going to help you. Ashley, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I unfortunately have to move out of my apartment and move with a friend. I'm sorry. Will I be able to find a new place in the next 2 months? Yeah, you absolutely will. It'll be tight though. You know, it may be that like in 6 weeks you'll be moving to a new place. So it'll be fine, but tight. It'll be okay. And Eileen, I want to thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so kind. I appreciate it. All right. So, Dr. Aled, I have told both Allison and Damien, both mom and dad of the twins, that you say they should have a talent agency. I think they're mulling it over. Bianca Tarot, Wiser Tarot this is. Thanks for being here. Okay, Joyous Ocean, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. And thank you everyone for your feedback. I don't read it aloud very often, but I do read it and I appreciate it. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, Jeannie, I did miss Jackie Scott. Yes. Yes, thank you. Okay, hang on. I'm Jackie Scott, if you're still here, would you reiterate your question for me? Thank you. I'm so sorry I missed you. Okay, here we are. Joyous Ocean, I'm sorry. My question is for this past, present, future spread. How do you read it? 7 of Pentacles in the past, present, Knight of Pentacles, future, 7 of Chalices. So the fact that there's 2 sevens there, right away I would say where you're at right now, you are on a journey that's very internal, very individual, very much about your own healing. No one else can do this for you. It's all about you, first of all. In the past, 7 of Pentacles, you have worked very hard and you have really built a foundation, but you're still building it and it's still hard. And by now you think it should be built hard, bigger than it is, and it's not, and that makes you sad. But don't let it make you sad. Because here in the present, you're the Knight of Pentacles. Again, things are going more slowly than you would like them to go. But they are going, and in the future, 7 of Cups, you will have options, you will have choices, you will have possibilities. Do not allow yourself to be anxious about the future. That's where I would go with that. All right. Lisa McCord, thanks for being here. 3 of Swords on Monday, and a friend learned her cancer is back. I'm so sorry. And we end the week with the King of Wands, but perhaps it is treatable. And beyond that, I think there may have been some good things that happened. You may have responded as a friend in a very good way, Lisa. And I think you may have had some other things happen that were good and inspiring this week. Bianca Tarot, once again, thank you for being here. Okay, a card to wrap up your week, Bianca. Queen of Cups reversed. I think you've really been in your head and in your heart this week. Trying to think about what's really going to make you happy and how to find that personal happiness. What can you expect from the rest of the year? Trying to figure out what that journey should be to get you to that place of personal happiness. You're good at helping other people get there. It's harder for ourselves to help ourselves get there. Veronica, thanks for being here. Does Spirit have a message for me? Veronica, you've been through some very difficult times. Spirit wants you to know that you have the capacity to heal, you have the capacity to begin again, and to move forward. Laura T, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for being you and sending me cool stuff. My daughter Mia would like to know if she will be a tarotist. She'll inherit my decks and some rocks. I think she will. I think it runs in your family. I think she absolutely will, and I think she'll enjoy it. Denise Woods, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Will my life change soon? Excuse me. Will my life change soon? I think you have to figure out how you want it to be and how you want it to change. It'll change on its own. But I think if you took control to try to change it, your difference would be, if you wait for it to change, it's going to look like that. If you take control and try to change it, it's going to look like that. So, there's your advice. Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I don't know what happened here today, because a bunch of questions disappeared, but not the very first ones. So the very first ones who got their questions in remained, and then a bunch of others who didn't went away for no reason I can fathom. I apologize. YouTube is weird sometimes. Okay, wrap-up card for the week, Melissa. The Lovers, what a good job you have done and are doing managing your relationships. Work-wise, family-wise, friend-wise, community-wise, you are doing a great job. And that's going to help you bring a new relationship to you. Okay, here we go. Shameless plug for StarCon 2024. Did a powerful breathwork session with Mercedes, who will be presenting StarCon 2024 for the 777 portal. Would love to know if this helped me to release what I need to release and let in some magic. Nice. Oh gosh, I think it's a damn good start. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. This was a good one. And I mean, you know, I think the world of Mercedes, you know that. Just like I think the world of you, you know that. So the idea of you working together just makes me so happy. Yeah, I think this is perfect and beautiful. Okay, Kanchan Verma. We want guidance from the spirit world and a wrap-up card. Here is the wrap-up card. Kanchan, this past week was hard. I think you had some disappointments. I think things didn't go the way you wanted them to. So I think it was a tough week. But it's over! So that's good. And you started with the Seven of Swords reversed, so I think you were really trying to stay positive, and you did the best you could. You really did. Guidance from Spirit World. There are many ways to do a thing. If a way you're trying isn't working, try a different way, Kanchan. I know that sounds cryptic, but play with it. Okay, and Baby Cakes, a wrap up for you. Temperance reversed. So this week, I think, has been a lot. It's been a lot on the senses. You are on overload. So make sure you do some good self-care. That's the important thing. DH, thanks for being a member. What does the universe want me to know? I think you've got some things on your mind that have been upsetting and you're processing them. You have within you the tools to reframe, reprocess, handle everything, heal from what you need to heal from, and move forward in a really positive way. Oh, Jackie Scott. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so sorry. Thank you for doing what you just did. I really appreciate you right now. Okay, do my ancestors and guides have a message for me regarding my search for an employment and what career sectors I should focus on? I feel a little lost and a little afraid that I won't find anything. So let's start from the back and work up on that. Afraid you won't find anything. And I mean, you've had bad experiences in the past, and these things are always nerve-wracking. So the first thing you have to do is address the fear. You have to let go of the fear, and you'll have a much better time finding something if you're not having that fear. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, regarding the search in general, don't let the disappointments of the past into your head. Do not let the disappointments of the past into your head. And which sector? You could do okay in corporate. Probably stay away from startups. Probably stay away from public sector. Possibly small business, but you're probably best in corporate. Just finding the one that really fits for you, I think. And you will. You'll find it. You find it. I know you will. All right. Thank you, Jackie, for your patience and for reiterating. I really appreciate it. All right. And Caroline McLaughlin, did I thank you for your super sticker? If I didn't, I sure am now. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for the super sticker. And Jeannie, thanks for pointing out that I missed Jackie. Really appreciate that. We all work together. Okay, and George wants to know if they'll be able to get a Canadian visa. And the answer is it's going to take time. Yes, but it's going to take time, and there's some hoops to jump through. Martha Vink, a wrap-up card for you, certainly. Martha Vink, this has been a tough week because you're dealing with some tough things. You got the devil. The key is to confront the things that bother you directly. And if what you're dealing with is something that's more obsessive, recognize you can walk away from it. Does that make sense? Hey, Winter, Rosemary, so nice to see you. Here is your end of the week card, Winter. Queen of Wands reversed. I mean, I think that makes sense. You are trying your hardest. You are trying your hardest to stay okay in a situation that isn't okay. And I think that's what this week really looked like for you. Now, and this speaks to that, right? Your card for the week speaks to the situation. How to get me and my family out of this situation, right? Depresses you to where you can barely function. And that's why you're the Queen of Wands reversed instead of just the Queen of Wands. But it's still good to be the Queen of Wands no matter what, okay? So what do you need to do here? I think you need to look at resources and helpful people that you had forgotten that you have. There may be helpful people and there may be resources that you're not thinking about that are indeed available to you. So go back and think about those things, and that might help. I know it's a tough situation, but that might help. Hey, Choki, I'm so happy to see you here today. I have not yet missed you. I've still got a few to go before I get to you. I see where you are in the list. But thank you so much for being here. Okay. Okay, Bella Luna, guidance for July, certainly. July, for some reason, could start out difficult but get better. So don't be afraid to just kind of roll with the energy as it is and to look for things to get better. Expect things to get better. And use your creativity and don't take things too seriously. I'm just reading some of your comments. Thank you so much, everyone. Mediha Ness, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using members only emojis. And thank you for the very generous super sticker. Mediha Ness, looking for an ancestral message. Oh, did I skip you, Caro? I will come right back and look for you. If there's any way you can reiterate, that would be super helpful for me. But if not, I'll go back and look. Because I saw a bunch of comments from you, but I didn't see the one with the question. All right. Mediha Ness, ancestral message. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you are still of us. Look at that. Ancestral message. Look at what we got here. You carry it with you. You could go to any country. You could go to any planet. And you are still of us. And I don't know the words. Like, it's so big. It's so big. I don't know the words to I just hope you know the cards well enough to understand how powerful this is. And if you want some clarification, we can chat about it, just message me and we'll talk privately, because this is heavy in a good way. It's deep and heavy. Okay. Oh, and Justine, thank you so much for those kind words. Really, really appreciate it. Tarot with Caro. So your question is, where should I focus this summer? Well, the answer is, I'm planning to come to StarCon because we really want to see you. But I'll do the reading for sure, for sure. Okay. Where should I focus this summer? It is time to get rid of irritations. Caro, over the course of time, you have been asked to deal with a lot of irritations, and you've done so gamely, even though some things really grate on you. And you are now in a position where things can be a little easier, things can be a little better. So now you're going to look at the irritations that you've been putting up with because you had no choice. And you're going to look to see how you can smooth them out. Because here's the thing. The less that there is irritation in your life, the more that there is joy. The less that there is irritation in your life, the more there is magic, the more there is healing, the more there is all those things, the more there is your creativity, the more there is you doing the things you really want to do. So, there you go. Let me know what you think about that. Okay, Chucky, here we go. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member. What may the cards want me to see, hear, or feel in this moment? What a fabulous question. I love that. So here we go. This is fun. There's what's going on in your body, and there's what's going on in your mind, and the whole thing is sort of hard and disconnected. For now, you know, you've spent most of your life, on one hand, trying to integrate body, mind, and spirit, But on the other hand, never being comfortable with that integration entirely. Being much more happy being in the mind and the spirit than in the body in so many ways. And now you are called to your body. I don't know if you heard that, but my watch just said she was sorry. So, it's hard. Now you're called to your body in a really, really, really hard way, and in a way that your mind has a very hard time wrapping its brain around. If your mind's brain, whatever. And it's hard. And we have to acknowledge how hard it is. There's no way to not acknowledge the magnificent suckitude of the situation. But from there can be joy, there can be healing, there can be rejuvenation, there can be new beginnings, and so much good stuff. So there it is. Oh, Caro, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. And yes, fruity umbrella drinks. Yes, 2024. Let's do it. Seriously. Let's do it. Perfect. Thank you. All right. And then emoji for the twins' birthday. That's perfect. Thank you, Ness. I appreciate it. Right, Lisa Harmon, Page of Wands looks like he's about to go into an oratory, which is why he can be the actor, because he's about to deliver this theatrical message. Okay. Okay, and Joyous Ocean, I'm doing this question too. Did I self-sabotage by not going out last night? I say I want a partner, but I missed an opportunity to party and meet men last night. I don't know. I just feel like you didn't really want to go out. I mean, I don't feel like by wanting a partner, you have to accept every invitation. I think it's all right. Wow. Justine, your dad's card. Oh my gosh. All right. Lisa Harmon, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I'm trying to decide if I should use my Nostradamus deck to ask questions about Tesla's 369. I feel like I'm standing on an abyss. Should I jump? Hell yeah, you should. And without question. And let us know how it goes. Okay, and Janine Barnes, if you're still here, I see that, they are both being immature. Right, but you can talk to him. He needs to stop being immature. That's the point. It's not about what she's doing. He's the only one he can control, so he needs to grow up and control himself. That's the bottom line. That's where your energy needs to go, is in helping him find ways to get what he needs done. Whether those are legal ways, whether those, whatever they are, he needs to advocate for himself, and he can't do that in anger. Okay. Much puppy conversation am I scrolling through now. That's so good. Right. Funny that my watch said it was sorry. Choki, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Yes, I did do your specific. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think there was a specific question, Teresa, and I think I did miss it. Go ahead and put your specific question back in if you don't mind, Teresa, because I think I did miss it. And with that, I have come to the end. So I'm looking for Teresa's question and anyone else I missed. Because we were doing double duty today, because I wasn't here yesterday, it got confusing and I apologize. But I was also in the mood to rant, and I think there were a couple of rants in here, and that made it more confusing. But I don't apologize for that because I love to rant. And so we are looking for Teresa's specific question. I'm going to scroll back and look for it. That'll give other people a chance to get, final questions. Yolanda, I missed you too. Yolanda, let me do you. And Bella Luna, I missed your wrap-up card. So I'm going to do Yolanda's wrap-up card, Bella Luna's wrap-up card. Anyone else I've missed? I'm going through looking for people I missed. If I missed you, please reiterate. And Yolanda, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Yep, I'm doing you right now, Yolanda. That's perfect. Here is your wrap-up. Hierophant, I think you did great this week. I think you are getting ready for what comes next. I think you are really trying to take care of everything you need to take care of. So I think you did a great job this week. Bella Luna, here is your wrap up. The Sun reverse. This was not your happiest week, but you did a good job staying positive anyway, which is great. All right. Okay, here we go. Teresa, thank you. I asked if the two stressful and annoying situations I'm facing will blow over or go in my favor so I can focus on school again. Fair. I don't know, man. I think at least one of them may require your attention to make them go away. Yes, Yolanda, I have missed your specific. Could you reiterate? I'll go back and find it if you need me to, but if it's easy for you to reiterate, please do. All right. So, Teresa, these two situations, I don't know how connected they are to each other. Dr. Aled, I did your mans. I'll do an end of week for you as well, but I did your mans. All right. Teresa, I feel like these two situations are related, and I feel like at least one of them may need some action from you before it goes away, but then will go away swiftly. Let me know if that makes sense. Robin Renee, Dr. Aled. King of Swords reversed. This week, your man was not present. I'm sorry, I'm being a pain. Really, what I think about this week is there are some things going on for you. I think this week there were some things going on for you, Robin Renee, that really were not to your liking and really did not feel good. Try not to take it too much to heart and don't let it drag your spirit down. Don't let bad things drag your spirit down. That's the key. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, now. Winter, I'm so sorry I missed you. Thank you. I was asking for a card for my son, Kenneth. He dreamt of his uncle who passed years ago. His uncle said moving back to Pittsburgh was a mistake and moving to London would be good. Was this just a dream or a visitation? Well, and I think there's two pieces to that. Was it just a dream or a visitation? And if it was a visitation, was the message literal or metaphoric? So, was it just a dream or a visitation? That was a visitation, my friend. I believe it 100%. Was it literal or metaphoric? I think around moving, like if your son was going to move to London and wants to move to London, I would say go for it. But if that wasn't on his mind, I think there might be a metaphor there he could interpret. But absolutely a visitation. Oh, Teresa, you had to contact an attorney. That was the right thing. That's going to do it. And they are related. Right. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. Really appreciate it. My specific question is, will there be any delays and hassles in getting my license by October, or will it be early? I think it'll be right on time when it's supposed to be. No real hassles, right on time. Love you too, Robin Renee. Thank you so much. Okay, anyone else I missed? I know this was a long and complex time together for us, but I had so much fun. Thank you so much, and thank you for your kind words. Really appreciate it. And oh my gosh, Lisa Harmon, that is so cool. If you get good at that, Lisa Harmon, and you want to do a live with me to share it with me for us, that would be so cool. We'd love to know about it. Okay, so good, so good. Everyone, thank you for your super chats and super stickers. Really appreciate all that. Really appreciate all of you. And Justine just shared this amazing thing. I will read it aloud because it makes me feel so good. And that gives anyone else a last chance to come on in. My mom has become totally captivated by your psychic abilities. Thank you. I don't know what you had for breakfast this morning, just to be clear, though. She says you can tell you are feeling for the person you're reading for. Thank you. Thank you. Compassion through your words is so beautiful. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. That makes me feel really, really, really good. It has been such a blessing for me to do this work, and I so appreciate technology, because this is so fun. So thank you all. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Be good. Take good care.